Hello everybody, welcome back. We're in the shop again, and today I gave Scott's his parts a good cleaning. This is for Scott's M38, and we're ready to start putting the transfer case together. So everything is squeaky clean now. I cleaned everything in the parts washer here and then took it out and gave it a good scrubbing with a hot water pressure washer. And everything is ready to go. Got the transmission over there, got an overdrive in that box, so we're ready to start assembling all this stuff. And I cleaned his block as well, and that needs to still be decked and bored and all that stuff. But I cleaned the cylinder head as well, and I'm going to take you over to where that is and show you what we found there. Okay guys, you may have seen me do it before. After every real good jet washing, everything, the blocks, the heads, the cranks, everything gets Magnafluxed. So today I washed everything, and there's a shot of the magnet and the powders and stuff like that. A little bit more stuff in there, but everything gets Magnafluxed, and I give that all the trouble areas I always go over, and if I find something, I double check it with the liquid crack penetrant, also from Magnaflux. So let's head over there now, and I'll show you the head. Okay guys, I got the cylinder head propped up here. It's cleaned, it's been washed extremely well, all the sludge gotten out of all the passages and everything. And I noticed a little something in this cylinder. Right in this area. I noticed something, so I wire brushed it, Magnafluxed it, and we did get indications of a crack. So I put the dye penetrant in there, and I've got my magnifying light here. I'm going to try and show you through that what we found. Can you see that red area in there, everybody? Okay, that starts to come up here, runs all the way down to here. Normally, they go towards the spark plug hole when they crack. This one did not. This one went on the side, came way up there. I'm hoping through that magnifying glass you can pick up that red. That's from the penetrant. We clean it, we put the penetrant in there, and then the developer, and that red line is a crack. So I was not expecting that. Again, this is a low mileage engine, and it was running when it came in. That crack kind of took me by surprise, but that's the reason why I check all the surfaces with the Magnaflux iron powder there, because every now and again, you know, you come up with stuff like that, and I wouldn't want to have to rebuild an engine and have coolant leaking into the cylinder. So in this instance, I don't believe it's worth fixing the crack. It'd be more cost effective to put an M38 head that I have already prepped up and ready to go. And then we'll just save this one as a core, and when I get to it I can pin that. But for cost effectiveness, I believe just a replacement head is gonna be fine on this. So let me show you what we have to do next. Okay, there's a head I had in stock. I keep them oiled up and in a bag so they stay nice. Now this has already been milled. It's perfectly flat. And here is our M38 head. And what we need to do okay, there's a little a little hole right here, and that's like, if you guys are familiar with the F-head, you always know there's a little bypass tube for the cylinder head. And on the early engines, some engines didn't have it, and some engines came through, like this one. Okay, you see there's a boss there. If I sneak out, you might be able to see both of them. There's the boss right there that's drilled and tapped, and we're going to have to drill and tap this one. It's the same M38 style head. There's his original. Here is the replacement I have. So, it is the correct head. We will need to drill this, and this is a good thing. If you don't have it, you take a fitting, put it in there, and a little right angle hose to your water pump, and you get better water flow through your head. And it stays cooler, and it's something that they didn't do on the early vehicles, and then later on they did it on some M38s. You could get either way. You could get it either with that hole already drilled, or it would look like this. And then when it went in for a rebuild, they always did that, which is what we're going to do here. And if you have that boss right there, it's a good little upgrade to drill and tap that. That's a pipe taper. So we're going to set up and drill that, and that'll flow and move water through the head much more efficiently. So this is why, like I say, you always have to, these are old engines, 60, 70 years old and stuff I'm working on, and you always have to check them. You always have to run the magnet over them, because like I say, you miss something like that, and it's just, somebody will get their engine back, and next thing you know, there'll be coolant in the cylinder, and they'll be puffing white smoke, and they'll be disappointed. A lot of times I get engines in, and guys think they're perfect, but there's cracks in them, and it's just how it is. I mean, you don't expect things, especially on a good running engine. You don't expect anything to be wrong, but this is why I carefully rebuild them and check every system, because if you don't, it will bite you down the road. So I'm going to keep moving on with this one, get this drilled and tapped, and we'll see how that goes. Okay guys, we got some nice threads in the replacement cylinder head, 1/4 NPT, and that's exactly what the original head was. Oops. And that one was kind of junky. I don't know how the fitting came out. I got the head like that. I don't know if the fitting came out tough or not. But we've got some nice fresh threads in here. And I didn't get the water pump on this engine or anything like that, so he'll do that at his place. But he can take off from here. Good clean threads. And I run a gauge in there to make sure we get the proper taper in there and everything. It's deep enough and not too shallow, so you can't screw something in. But it's just cast iron, so it's fairly easy to do. You can, if you have a head like this, you could do this at home. You could do it with it on the engine block if you wanted to. Just step your drills up. 1/4 NPT is a 7/16 drill, and then just carefully run your tap in there, and you're going to have water circulating throughout the head like they wanted it to in the later years. So we don't have any more work to do on the cylinder head now. We could just wrap that back up in the bag, and the next thing I'll do is get Magnafluxing the block. That's drying now. It's I blew it off with some air after I washed it. It's drying now, and as soon as that's done, we'll give it a once over with the Magnaflux kit there, and hopefully the block doesn't have any cracks in it. Okay, we got the block on our press here, and I think you can see all the valve guides that are replaced. Got brand new exhaust and intake guides in there. I did a quick Magnaflux on the common areas where these crack. Usually under the distributor, sometimes where these core plugs are. I gave it a quick once over, didn't find any cracks. The top is still dirty, so what I normally do is I will deck this. I'll get this nice and flat. We got a 2.5 thousandth dip in the center, so this is going to need a cut. We'll make a cut, and then we will Magnaflux this again. Very common from the crack right here, and oftentimes out of the valve seats will crack, and number 4 is always a tender cylinder. So we'll get that over on the milling machine and get that nice and flat. So we got this one just about where we want it to start milling. We'll deck it, we'll put the hardened valve seats in, and then we'll begin cutting the valve seat, the 3-angle valve job. So that's where we're going to quit on this one, and I will be back with you to show you the progress when we deck it and Magnaflux it again. So as always, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.